sure, you need to ban that out. But when you do that, these guys can just go back to whatever formula they used for the regular season, and you wouldn't know what they're gonna do.
Yes, definitely. They're not gonna know what else to do. But now Omega here has this somehow like an upper hand since they're gonna be picking first here. Uranus definitely is a no-brainer ban for Blacklist. This is something we've seen on even on the regular season that if they're not on the first pick, they're not gonna let Uranus open for their opponents. Now, what else can Omega do? I think Blacklist International do have this strategy been lined up for Omega. Like what Manjin said, this is a battle of mind games. It's like a chess match. It is a battle of both of the coaches. Somehow Bonchan did manage to get 1 point against Dale, but this is a gold medalist, and I know he has a lot of strategies left under his sleeves, and that's what we're about to see. Now, looking very, very confident right now for a Blacklist International. Hilda is banned, Nasalia as well, Esmeralda, and Uranus. So, did we actually had a Roger ban earlier? I somehow...
They did have.
Right.
It was on the fourth spot. It was on the fourth ban. On the side of...
Your team is
on the side of Blacklist.
So, meaning to say that Roger wasn't part... I mean, well, I guess they did have it banned because Haji has been playing a lot of Roger for Omega. But it's going to be open right now. And will they utilize it? What do you think, Butters?
I mean...
Look at Haji's eye. Let me go ahead and pick the Roger. Give it to me, coach.
Yeah, he's calling for it. And right now, they're just talking about it. They're contemplating on who to pick. And I just feel that for the side of Omega here, they need to make this count. And every confidence that they have on their body, they might lose it if they just drop game number 2. They pick Baksha.
All right, this is interesting. It means it's like Blacklist International are already anticipating their Roger pick. That's the reason they open it. But it's just Omega getting here the Basha, meaning to say they somehow canceled a few heroes that's going to be available. I mean, you wouldn't want to pick an Esmeralda right off the bat of the Basha. Rather, even a Yuzhong. This is something. So, meaning this Basha alone already negated a lot of potential for Blacklist International. But now, they're going for the Selena. And what is going to be the next?
Yeah, I think it's going to be...
It looks like a full clip hero.
Okay, Thumbs.
Oh, it's Tams.
Thumbs.
And yeah, I guess that's Killer.
It could be Killer. It could be on the hands of Killer. Killer plays one mean Thumbs. And that means Blacklist International here. Someone is going to use the Selena for the longest time. Nobody did use the Selena as much on the side of Blacklist International. But right now, they do have that access since they kind of put Edward into a side
lane, yes.
Edward into a support kind of a hero.
First time. It was been placed there. If Essen will be using, it's going to be the first.
Blacklist International, they're not really a team that relies on the Selena. But this is kind of interesting. Because they got the Selena on the other side, but what do? You pick the Farsa.
Yes.
And there's no hero more stationary than a Farsa.
Oh.
Your best skill in your kit requires you to stand up in one place.
Indeed. It might be an easy target for a Selena for the arrows. But one thing is for sure here, Butters, is this Lancelot will do well. We've seen countless of times Blacklist International, rather Full Clip, doing so well regardless of the outcome of the game on his Lancelot. And he is very, very accurate on getting objectives. The Lord, the Turtle, last hitting using the Lancelot, he's superb. Hands down for this kid using this hero. But he's going against the number, I guess, Haji is number 1 on the KDA. His Ling, one of his signature heroes as well. Guys, there's going to be a battle of the cores. Both of these assassins will have we'll have to watch out for both of these players
team
as
is
they
down.
gonna go toe-to-toe here on the mid lane. And look at that. Look at that, Butters. The Diggy ban. That's a respect ban, definitely.
I mean, I don't really think that Blacklist would go for a Diggy at this point.
It is.
Because look at the trend. They already have a Lancelot. Like,
Would
they-
you
they-
say that Dale is somehow overthinking right now?
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah,
it
I
could
totally
be,
agree with
it could
you.
be a
that
possibility.
The Diggy wouldn't even fit on this kind of lineup. I mean, yes, it works earlier because they do have their
Okay.
the Popolin Koopa together with this Diggy that, like what you said, gonna get and kill tower after tower. But on the specific lineup of Blacklist International, this is their traditional lineup
Yeah.
that they've been using on the regular season.
The thing is, you aim to go for a PNK early on.
It is.
You do not just pick you do not just pick a Diggy and without a PNK if you want to do that same strategy.
Exactly.
Now onto the other side, they have the Farsa already. So who are you going to pick as a replacement for a Farsa? Because Farsa is a one-off.
Yeah, I guess.
Your
Maybe
team
they
is
just don't want to
picking.
have another bird on the game. Since they're just getting around, Butters. But they do pick here the Akai. So that only serves them. I mean, the Akai. This is interesting.
To be honest,
Your
to be
team
honest,
is
you
picking.
know what? I'm gonna tell you something.
All right, go ahead.
If they picked the Alice earlier, that could have been another story.
Oh,
Like the only thing that they were lacking in the first place was a force engage.
it is.
If they had the Alice, they could just force engage and they could force Edward to get out of the way with a Fenrir Strike on. And that's the thing. Like, clearly for Blacklist International here, what they want at that game was a keep away. But for this certain game, they're gonna stick to their guts. They're gonna stick to their roots. And they even go for a Claude.
Oh my!
Ah!
This is something we've seen on the grand finals of MPL ID. I mean, the Akai is not there just to simply pin down. It's gonna be hard to pin down any of the heroes here for the side of Omega. Mobility-wise, tanky-wise for the Basha. This flowing blood from Toshi, flinch poise here coming from the Link. Probably the Farsa, but still gonna be a hard one. But this one, the Akai, could be somehow nailed in the coffin, or rather the Claude, because they could be able to disengage just by the Hurricane Dance itself and keeping it well, I mean, under control for the side of Blacklist International. Man, I don't wanna point out that Omega, but I guess I'm really excited how Blacklist International gonna pull up this one. This might be another side lane Claude. Probably almost the same that we've seen earlier on the first series, the average Claude once again. But now, second game. Will this be
5 seconds till the
another
enemy reaches the
Blacklist
battlefield.
International win?
Smash them.
Let us see. Are we gonna head into match point, as Rob said? Or are we gonna have another 1-1? This is interesting. Blacklist International gonna stick to their roots. What they started with MPL Season 6 with in the regular season. And Edward here picking another role, and look at this damage output. The damage output of Selena is just way too high.
It is. It
Like,
is.
clearly you can move to Abyssal Trap to the Garrote, and you can just go back and get another Abyssal Trap. It's all about your timing.
It is, it is. And look at how Selena's trap is being utilized here. It's actually for a vision. This is not the usual we've seen even on ranked games that's just using to leash or rather to help your core to get their buff.
Toshi.
He just needs it for the vision, and I guess that was the correct way on playing it.
Look at Kurtzy here being very aggressive, taking the fight to Aqua. Even Eson there couldn't do anything.
It is, it is. I mean, that show alone, manning it up or zoning out two heroes on the top lane is really something for Omega.
Blood.
And that Thams is going to take down
Oh.
Toshi and Killer here. Even though he didn't play for the remainder, or for the whole regular season.
He doesn't need it because, man, I've been practicing a lot. Even not seeing here on the regular season. And it looks like Omega has found its own kryptonite in the name of Killer.
Yes, and Curtsy here almost getting hit, but remember guys, to join the Tricksters Village event, get Halloween candies for treasure spins. Get up to 7 each day, 1 spin is equivalent to 4 candies. And there is a special skin, Hammer Giant, is guaranteed within 10 spins. So that is from October 27 to 13. Do not miss that out.
Yes, don't miss it out. A free skin for the Charizla. But going back into the game, ladies and gentlemen, Omega still once again here on to the downward. Going in, Revitalize has been already popped by Hit. But they're still chasing in. Full clip just going out. And they're gonna disengage on the fight.
So Blacklist International, they want to take this slowly but surely. Omega on the other side, they're being very aggressive here, even relegating 2 people up top. Those are 2 cores, to be honest.
I like that shoot though. I mean, I didn't know he actually saw that one. He went through with it. But Killer is actually get baited in, but still fighting in. Vengeance is gonna help him out. But it's gonna be a 3-man here on the bottom lane, barely killing Toshi. If those, or rather, if that link didn't come on the right time, Killer could be able to kill Toshi once again.
Yeah, and as you can see, the burn damage took him to a sliver of HP. 1 more hit could have done it. But at that point on, I like the move coming out from Killer. Like, realizing that you don't have enough time to get back. And as you know that there is a Ling onto the other side of the map, that only means that Link can pinch voice his way back onto your lane and just take you down. So might as well go might as well die crying than just dying by escaping.
Oh, that was unfortunate, Butter. Sorry to cut you off.
Okay,
I mean,
fine.
Essen just did the Hurricane dance, but the Shunpo was just right off the bat and not be able to pin down that show.
That's a flicker though.
It is.
That's a flicker. So that's 100 seconds down the drain. And I think they're very happy with that. Haji here being very aggressive. Next target here, Killer, getting the job done this time around. And they want to fight, and that is going to be a 1-for-1. Omega pretty happy with that because they got a side lane.
It is. They're gonna be happy with what they had there. And still, here, ladies and gentlemen, almost 1,000 lead for the side of Omega. But I guess Omega will be the one to get the first turret here onto the game. But Toshi already out of mana. And still gonna be going out. Look at here onto the items. Curtizi is really having the time of his life on that show. Already manages, or rather getting his blood BOD, I guess less than 5 minutes.
And as you can see, he did have a good time. Remember, this is versus an Akai and a Claude.
It is.
Now, Claude can't really do much as long as Kurtzy can set up his lead into the top lane. If he plays passively, that's a time where the Claude is actually going to have a good time against him. And Hayes here, look at the positioning that they're doing right now. Ako was supposed to go back, but he couldn't because Heath was there. And Heath was with his ultimate.
It is. And that show gonna hit like another one. Will they be able to kill him?
Oh, they let him go!
Oh, the trap damage from the
It was the
Selena.
Shunpo. It was the Shunpo, to be honest.
The
that
shield.
saved him.
Exactly.
The extra shield that came out from the Shunpo, that saved his life. And Omega here, they are having a good time.
Definitely having a good time together with Essen falling down. But a return kill. Hayes will be taken down as well. Heat is just sitting around. He's revitalized and rolling in just to get away to the members of Blacklist. But going back, now they will want to kill here. Will they be able to bring down full clip? It's not gonna happen right now. The Tamus just trying to go in for another round, but I guess not. Now, what actually did happen? I guess this Akai now is giving, or rather, giving a hard time for Blacklist to get the pickup that they need. It's been like more than twice that they missed on the show.
And Toshi here forcing Edward to go back, but they got hold of Toshi. Toshi here will go down, but at the cost of the turtle. Is that Well, is that worth the price though? That is the question. Haji Z going in straight for Aqua. Aqua here going down. Tempest of Blades, and he gets hit by that feathered airstrike. Edward didn't hit Kurtzy, so he does not have any mark. Even the scratch or the garrote, that could not deal significant amount of damage.
They cannot literally. But I guess there is a consolation for the Blacklist because they left the Tamus alone on the bottom lane, could be able to deal. What is really lacking right now for Blacklist, I guess, was the pickups coming from the Selena. We haven't seen a very good burst coming from the arrow together with the trap. It's not happening any soon. And now, another one. Look at that. The itemization for HGC. Once again, gonna be the Demon Sword. That's what they need. Vengeance, will he, or rather be enough to save Killer's life?
And yes, it will, with the Cotter Inferno to be exact. And full clip here going in. Look at Haji and Haze. They are trying to clean up the minion wave. Kurtzy, is he going to chase? Eson staying in the brush and helping out his teammates.
That was a massive damage from HGC. I guess that was only one dash.
That was only one dash.
Almost half HP for a full clip, and he cannot be able to do that once again. But here, Eson, I guess he already has here Hurricane Dance available for him. And
he just gets away.
He
knows that he's gonna have a hard time when that guy catches up with him. And right now, the kick is there. Lancelot here getting picked off. And look at that Hurricane Dance. It catches a lot of people, but would it really matter? As Blacklist International here, they are getting chased down by the side of Omega. Edward here will go down. That was a wipeout. Decisive win on that clash.
Very decisive and very accurate indeed. I mean, they just melted under their turret. I mean, had GC just going in the Tempest Blade on their purple buff, and now they lose 3 turrets on the process.
That was a well-handled fight for the side of Omega.
Yes, and I guess they just woken the dragon or whatever the moniker. But here comes the Gillette instant replay for the side. Look at that. The damage coming from the Claude wasn't enough. Full clip getting kicked by Curtisi was somehow the nail in the coffin for the side of Blacklist because they don't have the damage right now for their other core, which is the Claude. And full clip dying early in the team fight, it's like a domino effect for their side. I mean, they all fall down.
And at that point on, for Blacklist International, that was actually a grave mistake onto their side. You have a Farsa on the other team, so you do not fight in those areas.
It is.
You want to keep the areas where you fight in as open as possible. And if it's not open, you should not be stacking in one place. Because that means if you're stacking in one place, you're probably eating multiple hits of the feathered airstrike.
Yes, and to top it off, Toshi was just right there. Just using Flowing Blood, going in, having everything. He actually has the time of his life. Just sitting around on those members of Blacklist that's being into one place. Now, it's going to be the time for Omega to snowball this game out. And all of the turrets, the inner turrets here for Blacklist International has been taken down. Now, they really need to turtle this one out. They still have the Claude for like a late game insurance, but Omega looking very tanky. Together with the damage coming from Had GC, it's gonna be hard. This is just the exact thing that happened to Omega on game number 1, and just giving Blacklist the same poison that they had on that game.
Yeah, that is true. I do agree with that, Rob. Now, for Haze and Kurtzy, they've been doing their roles quite well. I mean, Kurtzy knew that he had to kick full clip into place, and yes, he did. He did just that. So that's why full clip went down early. And when that happened, Blacklist International, they knew that they had to fight, but not at that certain place at that certain time.
It is, and now looks like Blacklist International is just somehow derailed. I mean, it's like they don't know what to do right now. Yes, they know that they need to turtle it out, but they need to find an opening. They just can't let Omega take the Lord. Maybe they could have it the Lord level once. It's still not luminous. They could just hold it off, but they need to get out. They need to get out. They need to find a way to be able to bounce back on the lead of Omega has right now.
Lord has been slain. Omega here, they're slowly but surely just crawling back into shape. And we might, I think the chances of us going to a 1-1 here is really high.
It's really high, so does Game 5. I guess, but I guess well, everyone is enjoying here on their respective homes, very comfortable watching the MPL. Guys, I'd just like to remind you, this is just the first day. We still have 3 more days to watch and follow, of course. Mobile Legends, Season 6, MPL. But now going in, Omega, very confident. They do have the Lord going into the middle lane. They want the base turrets on top and bottom lane.
And look at this, they actually get close. Eson gets close he stops the feathered airstrike, but would it really matter? Look at Toshi just clearing out the waves as much as possible. Eson is the first one to go down. Another feathered airstrike, and this might be it. Killer is the next target here. Haji kills his former teammate.
Oh.
And that is going to be 1-1 Omega.